All right, so you make a movie. You make a movie called The Blind Side, and it becomes a hit. You didn't think it was going to be a hit. You just thought it was your life story. Sandra Bullock agrees to play the pushy, overbearing, ridiculous mother. And what's-his-face, the singer, agrees to play the father who kind of, sits back, does, okay, great. All right, great. The movie becomes a monster hit. You know where this is headed, people. You know where this is headed. You know it's headed. Even if it's years later, you know it's headed for problems. You know it is. Because the family's making money, the little pain-in-the-ass brother, the little pain-in-the-ass sister, the dad, the mom is a business people, pushy, overbearing. You know they're going to make some money. And you know the guy the story was about, he always gets screwed. That's just the way of the world. It's the way the world is. Well, guess what? Michael Oher, star of The Blind Side, right? He's the star of it. He's the guy of it, is saying he made no money. He's saying that the Tuohys tricked him. He's saying that they said, hey, look, sign this conservatorship. You're part of the family. And he's saying what it really was power of attorney to make all deals with Michael Oher's life and money. All right. The Tuohys are saying, wait a second. We had to sign this conservatorship. We could not adopt you. You were over 18 years old. And here's the plot twist. The plot twist is this. And Michael Oher wanted $15 million in hush money, or else he was going to file a lawsuit, which the Tuohys didn't pay, and he eventually sued. This is interesting. Now, the movie made more than $300 million. Oher says he got nothing. He's saying that the Tuohys each received $225,000 plus 2.5% of the film's defined net profits. Now, for years and years and years, this family was a family. This family seemed to be a loving family. This family seemed to be, well, frankly, the kind of American dream that you like. Except now, of course, people are saying, well, it's white privilege, man. No, it's white people doing a nice thing. As that noted racist, what's his name, Desmond Howard says, how very caucastic of the Tuohy family. All right. Agents, now Michael Lewis, who wrote Moneyball, he's saying that they're saying that Michael Lewis negotiated the deal with the Tuohy family, received a small advance from the production company, and a tiny percentage of the net profits. The Tuohys insisted, they're saying, that any money will be divided equally, and they have made good on that pledge. The evidence, documented in profit participation check and studio accounting statements, is clear over the years. The Tuohys have given Michael Oher an equal cut of every penny received from The Blind Side, even recently, when Mr. Oher started to threaten them about what he would do unless they paid him an 8-figure windfall, and as part of that shakedown effort, refused to cash the small profit checks from the Tuohys. They still deposited Michael Oher's equal share into a trust account they set up for his son. There you go. They also said that Oher has attempted to run this place several times before, but it seems that numerous other lawyers stopped representing him once they saw the evidence and learned the truth. Meaning, hey, Oher, don't be doing this crap. I can't represent you. Sadly, Oher found another willing enabler and filed this ludicrous lawsuit as a cynical attempt to drum up attention in the middle of his latest book tour. Well, it's worked. I mean, let's be honest. It's worked. I'm waiting for the sex. Nah, don't even try it with me. I'm waiting for somewhere in here. You know what comes on here. You know what goes on around these parts. The sex. There's going to be some allegation of the sex. Mommy came in one night. Oh, my blouse fell open. Daughter, I don't know. But I learned a long, long time ago, I will not say his name as he's a dear friend, that there's always the sex involved. That's what this guy's waiting for. Yeah, that'd be a plot twist, huh? Michael Oher wants to get his money. Michael Oher is desperately seeking, reports of $15 million. You think he's going to shy away from saying the sex? It's coming, people, and when it comes, Double D is going to do a dance because it's going to be the biggest I told you so ever, because there's always the sex in these things. Oh, and don't even try to tell me there's not. There's always money and sex. I don't care. It's always there. It's as old as time. One follows the other. Now, an interesting twist to this is the fact that many idiots on social media are demanding Sandra Bullock give back her Oscar. Hey, if I were Sandra Bullock, I would tell you, hey, I'm going to take a big dump here. I know this guy, Brandon Walker. Sandra Bullock should give her Oscar back. She knows she didn't deserve that S. Why not? Why not? White guy mad. White man mad. White man full of trying hard. Says Sandra Bullock didn't deserve it. Why didn't she deserve it? She was presented a script. She acted out the script. And she got an Oscar. I'm moving over here. And she got an Oscar. What's the problem? There's a bunch of these online. See, online is just stupid. I want to go back to the day where if two guys in a bar told you something, then it was truth. Now it's if two people say it on Twitter. And I'll get into this with Al Michaels coming up here in a little bit. We're going to read from Uncle Al. But if two guys say it on Twitter, then we got to pay attention to it. Let me explain something to you. Sandra Bullock doesn't have to give back squat. The courts are going to figure out what in the hell is going on here with the Oher family. If it comes that Michael Oher was shaking him down, one thing is certain. This guy, what is 2000? Look at this. I love you, Ryan. Ryan, these are great pictures. I don't even know who the hell that is, but give me more. That's just ugly. And that's a family dispute just getting bucket. That's ugly. But I'm just telling you, if Michael Oher's trying to shake him down, good for Michael Oher. The Tuohy seemed like a family that needed shook down. I don't know. I know we were all supposed to be in love with them, and we were all supposed to say, wow, isn't Sandra Bullock's character great? I'm thinking of the high school coach, and I'm thinking, hey, lady, go sit down. Go sit your ass down. I don't need some lady coming on the practice field. Get out of here. I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't need you even a little bit. But I'm anxious to see what happens. I'm telling you. I'm going to the YouTube chat. The YouTube chat will agree with me. There's always the sex coming on here. You can tell me I'm not. You can tell me there's not. But it's always true. Somebody was stooping somebody at some point in this operation. I'm telling it to you like the nose on my face. I'm telling you it happened. I'm telling you. Oh, man. Brandon Walker. Yeah. Oh, look at these two. That's good acting by both. They both deserve an Oscar. Hey, the left wingers are coming at my girl. Don't be coming at my girl. Double D like the mocha. Double D likes the mocha. That's a quote on my radio show from Sage Steele. I love me some Sage Steele. I tried to get her on the show today. Didn't hear back. Maybe she don't love me. But hey, Sage Steele out at ESPN. She didn't take $500K, baby. You know what she got? Money. That's right. She got stick it up your you-know-what money, because Sage and I have been texting for a while, and she didn't take pennies on the dollar to take a hike. No, she did not. ESPN had to pay through the kazoo. Now, ESPN has not had Sage on since July 27th. Some hag has been doing it. I don't know who she is, but they're all awful at ESPN. They're the worst human beings alive. You want to know bad human beings? See Michelle Briscoe. See L. Duncan, just horrible, horrible human beings. Told by an insider the other day, guy that works there, like the drama with these women getting their hair did and getting their makeup makes the place unbearable. These needy-ass women of ESPN are having affairs all over the place. Don't even try it with me. I know of one in particular. Don't at me. But anyway, so Sage Steele, our friend Nancy Moore, who is legitimately an idiot. I mean, let's be honest, legitimately an idiot. And some soccer guy who said, well, you know, head concussions are bad. Taylor Terwilliger. These guys and others are coming at Sage Steele because they, ladies and gentlemen, did not understand what the First Amendment means. I'm so confused. Does the First Amendment have anything to do with your employee that is not the government? Yeah, it does. Because her lawsuit was filed, you dumbass. Her lawsuit was filed as a First Amendment lawsuit. I mean, the level of, I'm confused. No, you're not confused. You're an idiot. No, you're a stone idiot. And don't even try it. And they got, can we show the Nancy Moore one? Now, she hates Sage Steele, and it's all because Sage is pretty, Sage is smart, Sage is well-groomed, so well-regarded. Sage has everything that this woman does not, Nancy Moore. Or Nancy Moore is a racist. I don't know which one, and I don't care. But there's got to be something there because this woman, Nancy Moore, cannot stop coming at Sage Steele. No, she says. Oh, really? Oh, okay, Nancy. All right, great. Well, I'm telling you right now, Sage Steele filed the lawsuit. I can go through. There she is. Yeah. Thinks she ain't. Look at this face. Now, she's always on Sage Steele's ass, and there's got to be a reason. I mean, you're just not on Sage Steele's ass and incredibly stupid if you're Nancy Moore. Here's why it is, and thank God for Bobby Barack. He's an actual reporter as opposed to a jealous possible racist in this woman. Sage didn't sue her employee for money. Sage sued her employee for those like you, for her 3 teenage children. That's right. That's right. She sued to be able to, ladies and gentlemen, speak truth. And thank God for Bobby Barack. Thank God. Bobby Barack is, on it. Now, I'm going to explain to you here in a second. I had it, now I lost it. Where'd it go? Where the hell did it go? I had it, and now I've lost it. Media members are attempting, ladies and gentlemen, to dunk on Sage Steele for citing free speech. Well, here's the deal. Here's Keith Olbermann. And if Keith Olbermann don't like you, you're good. Sage Steele's lawsuit against Disney cites Section 31-51Q of the Connecticut law. Liability of employer for discipline or discharge of employee on account of employee's exercise of certain constitutional right, meaning Connecticut law prohibits private employees for disciplining their employees for engaging in constitutionally protected speech, whether that speech takes place in the workplace or outside of it. Thus, her free speech rights as relevant, though Disney is an employer and not a member of the government. See, somebody like Bobby Barack explains it to you. They do. Somebody explains it to you. But these idiots like Nancy Moore or Taylor Terwilliger, hi Taylor, they don't know jack shh. And all they want to do is rip on somebody whose thoughts they don't agree with, whose conservative views they don't agree with. But they don't take the time to do anything. They don't take the time to research it. Thank God for Bobby Barack. You go. Yes, ma'am. You go, Sage Steele. Yeah. Keith Olbermann. Doesn't know the difference between the First Amendment and first take. Yeah, well, you just showed what an idiot you are. But that's what we expect. We expect when you don't like someone's views, they just throw crap out. We see it every day. Northwestern University, we told you this was going to be ongoing. It's like last night, all right? Last night I told my wife something a long, long time ago. And last night she finally came to the realization that it was true. And I told her, I think about things. And then when I say them, after I think about them long and hard, the knee-jerk reaction is, no, it's not. And then, of course, it comes true. And I'll remember what it was that she told me last night. It's like, you were right about that. I go, I know, because I think about it. I think about it. Anyway, so this idiot was a baseball coach at Northwestern. So Northwestern has been accused by an assistant baseball coach of having a dangerous environment. Yeah, I said it. Because the baseball coach was a meanie. Because the baseball coach came in and blanked people off. And frankly, because the baseball coach is now getting caught up in the wind of the football idiocy, people are like, hey, man, I'll sue. I'll sue. 3 members of the baseball coaching staff have filed suit against the school saying they lost their jobs for trying to report bullying and derogatory abuse by the team's head coach, who has since been fired. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Jim Foster's coaching was rife with toxic and volatile behavior. School protected Foster after they filed human resources complaints. Yeah, all right. All right. What are you going to do? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you can kiss my ass with those kind of things. You know what? You knew who the guy was. If you didn't know who the guy was, you should have known who the guy was, and I don't care. Hey, a lawsuit. You know who the worst umpire in Major League Baseball is? It's a man named Angel Hernandez. Angel Hernandez is literally the definition of awful. He's the worst umpire. He's long been the worst umpire. In fact, I was at a Cubs game when he was so bad that Mongo, Steve McMichael, when he sang the seventh inning stretch, called out Angel Hernandez on the microphone in front of the crowd. Hernandez kicked him out. Hernandez gave him the boot. You go. It was epic. Angel Hernandez didn't get a World Series. He didn't get on a World Series crew. So what did Angel Hernandez do? Angel Hernandez filed a racial discrimination suit against Major League Baseball, umpire, everybody else. If he knew I was in the building, he would have probably sued me. But Angel Hernandez lost. They said, get out of here with that. Because all you got to do, other than in New York City where a woman was late 57 times and got $1 million because New York City panders, of course, she was African American, so it was racial that got her fired for being late 57 times. But anyway, Angel Hernandez, the worst umpire, all you got to do is present evidence. Look, he's the worst umpire in the league. He's horrible at what he does. I don't know what to tell you. I don't give a damn if he's black, white, green, Serbian, Mexican, Asian. It don't matter. He's the worst umpire in baseball. He's horrible at his job. We're not putting him on a World Series. If he thinks it's racist, God bless him, but it ain't, and here's the evidence. That's all you got to do. And guess what? We'll see you, Angel Hernandez. It's simple. Ain't no thing. And the court of law threw it out. For once, good for the court of law. Hey, Paige Spiranac is a girl that got her boobs enhanced. She wears tight shirts. She wears tight pants. There you go. But she can hit a golf ball. It was a pretty good golfer. Made the LPGA Tour. But we're supposed to listen to old Paige when it comes to the PGA Tour. She says the men of the PGA Tour should wear shorts. The rule needs to change. The rule needs to change right now. We always want to hear from Paige. We want to see her and we want to hear from her. We ain't listening to her, but we'll like to see her and listen to her. Here's a little from Paige Spiranac.
The men on the PGA Tour should absolutely be able to wear shorts, and the rule needs to change right now. Lucas Glover won for the second week in a row in a hot and humid Memphis, and he also won for the worst documented case of swamp ass that we have ever seen. The guys were absolutely dying. They were even sticking their hands in the ice coolers to bring their body temperature down. It is 2023. Get it together. Give the guys an option to win.
Are we not supposed to look? Is it like I'm a pig if I look? Yeah, well, what are you going to do? Pig me. The only person that doesn't think that some woman like that can't sell me or you or anybody else on something is that troll from the Anheuser-Busch marketing department. Of course we look. You know what? You should put Anheuser-Busch right across her forehead and you'd make it all back. Of course they should wear shorts. Damn. I get it. Here's the deal with golf. I don't want golf to go via baseball. Baseball players look like complete idiots. Baseball players have 72 different chains. They got 15 different colored shoes. They look like complete clowns. They literally look like clowns. I was watching the White Sox and the Cubs last night, and I got to tell you, I'm watching the White Sox, and it's easy to figure out why they stink. Their guys are more worried about their jewelry than they are playing baseball. They stink. Like they're god-awful. But hey, I got a cross in my ear. Oh, good for you. Well, I've struck out 17 times, and I watched Eloy Jimenez not run to first base. Yeah. Tell me he's hurt. Of course he's hurt. Blah, 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 blah. See, I'm with Paige Spiranac on anything she wants to say or anything she wants to do. I'm all in, as is every single guy in America. Every guy's all in. And we don't even know what the hell she's talking about, but we're all in. And they probably should wear shorts. I told you, I played 8 million holes of golf this weekend. And I'm not going to say who, but a member of our foursome got swamp ass. I was just glad it wasn't brown. If it turns brown, I got nothing to do with it. I don't like it. I don't want to see it. But yeah, most things she says, I'm all in. You go, girl. This is a sad story. Dennis Eckersley was a great pitcher. Dennis Eckersley pitched for the Cubs in 1984 when the Cubs were better than any Cub team that I had ever seen because they made the playoffs first time in my life. Dennis Eckersley then became a Hall of Fame relief pitcher. Dennis Eckersley has had some alcohol problems, and Dennis Eckersley's daughter, man, this is sad. The boyfriend of Dennis Eckersley's daughter, you see it here, was sentenced for abandoning Dennis Eckersley's grandchild in sub-freezing temperatures in the woods. There's a saying, some folks should be buried under the prison. This dude should be buried under the prison. I'll never understand this. I'll never understand hurting a child. I'll never understand abusing a child, leaving a child, neglecting a child, whatever words you want to use. I will never understand it. I never will. I won't. I can't. I don't. But Dennis Eckersley's, I guess, boyfriend-in-law, whatever you want to call it, look at this. They found a child in the woods, freezing temperature. Put that jackass under the jail. Under. Hey, our friend Greg Abbott, and he is our friend. We love ourselves some Governor Abbott of Texas. We do. You may not. I don't care. I love the guy. So there's a crazy lady, an Australian. She's complaining about the American flag. Let's hear from crazy lady complaining about the American flag. There's too many American flags. Let's hear from crazy.
I'm just going to say it. There are too many American flags.
I'm just going to say it.
Like, they're on houses, they're on cars, saw them on couch cushions. I could draw the American flag from memory. Like, I think I could make a bloody sculpture out of it. That's how many times I've seen it. It's enough. Let's pull back on it, okay? Let's stay humble.
Okay. I saw the American flag, and I can draw it from, I can draw it from memory. Let's pull back and let's be humble, the Australian little influencer said. Hey, here's Governor Abbott's response. Here it is. Go back to Australia. It's exactly right. A girl gets tricked. It's like we got so many American flags, and I don't know what to do because it's got me sad. And when it's got me sad, then let's be humble. Man. Here's the problem. I'll tell you the problem. Kind of a hot girl. Hot girls have the same problem that I've had my whole life when you look like this and you're a superstar. We all got the same. We live in a bubble. We live in a bubble. It's like John Hamm on 30 Rock. John Hamm was an idiot doctor that everybody let him skate through. He was dating Elizabeth Lemon, a.k.a. Tina Fey, and he lived in a bubble. That's how I live. I live in a bubble everywhere I go. Hey, Dan, yesterday, don't know why, don't know how, but a box full of Nike golf towels showed up at my door. Just showed up with a note. Hey, Dan, I heard you don't have golf towels. Here you go. I live in a bubble. Hot girl lives in a bubble. Hot girl gets anything she wants. And I guess you could say that's hot girl until she opens her mouth. So this girl has had nobody tell her, look, every opinion you have is really stupid. So I tell you what. Go get an air pump, blow those bad boys up, keep your mouth quiet, and everything will work out for you in life. You'll get free dinners. Somebody will buy you a car. You'll go, what is it, the Dixie Chicks talking about the guy they met in a bar bought her a house? I mean, let's do that. Hot girl lives in a bubble, just like I live in a bubble. I get it. I totally get it. Not Bubble Boy from Seinfeld. Just pump them up, show them. Life will be good, but don't talk because you're stupid. In a country that right now needs pride, not that pride, American pride. And good for Governor Abbott. Go back to Australia. It's simple. It's a very simple choice. I don't want to because here in America, I can get my boobs done. Hey, I don't know what to make of this Wander Franco thing, but I know this. This dude's a clown. And again, I go back to living in a bubble. Baseball players. Baseball's fun. Wander Franklin flips the ball to them. All these guys come over here and they act like idiots. They dress like idiots. They got all their damn chains and all their little movements and all their little stuff. Is it any wonder, again, the bubble, that a dude thinks he may, allegedly, he may be in a relationship with an 8th grader? Is it any wonder that athletes think they can do whatever they want? Is it any wonder that Fernando Tatis thought that he could do steroids Is it any wonder that Mark McGuire thought he could put Andro on his locker and everybody would say, oh, he's not on steroids, he's on Andro. Oh, okay. It's as old as time. Athletes and their entitlements. So I say don't ever go in business with an Indiana University men's basketball player not named Brian Sloan. Ever. Under no circumstances. The entitlements are off the charts. Don't do it. So this guy, Franco, he had to go to Instagram, and I'm not going to post his Instagram because you got to be careful with these things. But he's denying, but I will tell you this. Major League Baseball put him on a restricted list. The Dominicans looking into it. Baseball's looking into it. The United States government's looking into it. Where there's smoke, there's got to be a little bit of fire. But it's no surprise. It really is no surprise. That baseball guy that everyone's kissing their backside screws it up. Hell, Alex Rodriguez thought he could lie, and he could. Look where he is now. Of course he could. Rodriguez could lie, and look where he is. All you got to do. It's a good show today. I'm having fun. My friend Dave Fleming, worked with Dave for a long time at ESPN. I love Dave Fleming, one of the great baseball announcers in America. Love him. Lost a bet in his fantasy football league. So D. Flem had to go out and be a bat boy. That's right, a bat boy for the San Francisco Giants. So he had to run out there after being an announcer and go get the bat. Now, you got to understand something about Dave Fleming, Mike Krukow out in San Francisco, John Miller. They're like celebrities. I went and visited Dave, his lovely wife and children, my wife and I, and we spent a weekend series with D. Flem. D. Flem is like a rock star out there. I mean, he is a rock star. Big time. So him being a bat boy, see, I would look at being a bat boy as an honor. I would love to be a bat boy one day. Now, the uniform doesn't do D. Flem justice. That's a bad look. But that's all right. Who cares? You're in a Major League Baseball uniform on the field. It's freaking awesome. I got to call a buddy of mine with the Cubs and see if I can get that done. I think I might be persona non grata, too toxic. I think I'm too toxic for Fox basketball coverage. I think I'm too toxic to be the Cubs bat boy. But I'm digging on it. I'm big time digging on it. Hey, did you see yesterday? This is why you love this show. Yesterday, there is a petition going around that has now over 100,000. The Kiowa tribe wants Redskins back, wants the name Redskins back. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Bill Dieckman is the NAGA Midwest Director of the tribe. He's going to explain to us all that's going on in the background. It's a big story because a lot of people, when I looked on social media, 90% of the people were like, oh, hell yeah, bring back the Redskins. Bring them back. Don't even mess around. Don't screw around with this. Bring their ass back. Absolutely. So we're going to talk to Bill Dieckman. Like and subscribe. It's the polite thing to do. You get entertained. We don't ask for money. We just ask that you like and subscribe. Let's go. All right, we're going to talk. Should the Redskins be back? What's really going on here? What's in the background here? Yeah. Let's have a look. Let's talk to Bill Dieckman, who is running the operation to get the Redskins name back when we come back.
Hey, Davey Hudson of OutKick here. We are at SEC Media Days 2023 in Nashville, Tennessee. We're going to go talk to some players, see what they have to say. What's the best purchase you've made from an NIL deal so far?
Tag watch right here.
Far.
Best purchase? I probably just give it back to my son for real. That's probably my best purchase every time.
Man, pay my truck off. Definitely.
A house. My wife and I bought a house, so that's been huge. Being able to save that money up and buy a house.
This chain here.
The best purchase? I'd probably say helping my mom out with school.
Ooh, the best purchase? Probably the shoes. The shoes I got on right now.
The best purchase I made, well, the best NIL deal I've had is free steaks from Marksburg Farms, so keep me fed and beefed up.
with it.
Ooh, purchase? Probably a new golf bag. Or recently I played TPC Sawgrass this past weekend, and that was from I used that money from a deal I made, so that's up there too.
Probably getting my sister through college, helping my family out a lot. That's probably my best purchase I've done.
Best purchase? Probably my my mom and dad anniversary gift.
The best purchase I've made. I got a yoga mat the other day, and that's helped me a lot. Just flexibility and everything like that. So probably that.
Best purchase? My smile. Best purchase? I would say my best purchase was having my school supply drive.
Landon, what is your favorite sports movie of all time?
Remember the Titans for sure. Sport movie, I say Love and Basketball. That's my favorite.
Got to be Remember the Titans for sure.
Remember the Titans. I mean, it's top movie ever.
Probably Longest Yard.
You know, this has been an interesting couple of days in terms of NFL football, not necessarily on the field. The North American Guardians Association, NAGA, is demanding that the Washington Commanders change their name back to the Redskins. They've organized support for the name reversal, and I'm going to say there's over 100,000 signatures now. Bill Dieckman joins us, who is the Midwest director of NAGA. Bill, I've said forever, the voices that we hear are a 10% voice. We always do that. There is always, and this goes back to Ronald Reagan, talking about the silent majority gets silenced way too often. It feels like in this instance, the 90%, the folks that say, hey, look, we like the Redskins portrayal. We like the Redskins name. We enjoyed being celebrated this way. It feels like the 90% for the first time is getting listened to.
You hit the nail on the head right there. I'm from the Kiowa Tribe of Oklahoma. This has been a source of pride my whole life. When they decided to sabotage this and eradicate it, it took a big part of me. So I'm beyond passionate because I've always been a fan, but this is way bigger than football for me. This is eradication, and somehow, some way that seems to be okay, even in 2023, but only with Native Americans.
What do you mean? Only with Native Americans? Is there a group that isn't being eradicated?
I think most minority groups feel a certain amount of discord in this day and age, but I think America goes out of its way to protect several minority groups. We never seem to get that call. We seem to fall through the cracks on that.
All right, the media and non-Native American activist groups have for years bashed the term Redskins. They say that, you know what, judging somebody, I guess, by the color of their skin makes it inherently racist. What say you to that?
I say I wish they could take 5 minutes to do some research, 10 minutes. That dispels everything. If you look at the Native American Guardian Association Facebook page, we have a lot of information on there that really helps with that. First and foremost, the name Redskin is not a slander. It's not a slur. It's actually the status symbol of a warrior. The imagery is also not a mascot. It's a real person. His name was Chief Two Guns White Calf. That was a gift. That imagery was a gift from the Blackfoot tribe to the Redskins when they moved from Boston. They were the Braves, They had won some championships long before there was a Super Bowl, or even actually the actual NFL. But in honor of the players and the coach that were Native American, they were offered a chance to rename themselves and for their honor, and they wanted that elite warrior status because anybody can be a Brave, but they also wanted to distance themselves from the Braves baseball team. So they took that next step up of elite warriors and wanted to be called Redskins. So when they moved to the DC area, the Blackfoot tribe also the status of Redskin is those that have been proven in battle that participate in a blood root ceremony where you actually paint your skin red for battle. It's actually in our fight song, Braves on the Warpath. So when the Blackfoot tribe sees this new group in their midst, they're like, hey, you have an R on your helmet, but you have this incredible, prestigious name. You need the imagery that goes with it. And that's how we ended up with Chief Two Guns White Calf adorning all of our apparel. It's a real man. It's a hero. It's one of the greatest warriors this nation's ever seen.
I have a feeling, and this could be just wrong, I have a feeling that you got a lot of white people that are trying to virtue signal here and show how they're down for the cause of racism that have no idea what the hell they're talking about. I have not heard one white media person mention what you just mentioned. I paid attention to this issue for years. I've not heard one white USA Today clown, one Gannett clown, nobody, Washington Post fool. I've not heard anybody talk in the manner with which you are talking. And you said it would take about 5 minutes of research to a journalist.
Absolutely. That's been the most frustrating part of all this is they will skip over 9 of us to speak to the one guy who, well, I hate this. Well, even though the people that are against it either have not heard the whole meaning behind it or they don't understand it, because it was more the northeastern tribes that participated in the blood root ceremony in the East Coast. But just because I'm not from that tribe doesn't mean I don't understand it. I'm a Midwest Indian. I'm from the Kiowa tribe of Oklahoma. But, you go down to where I'm from, there's a lot of Redskins jersey walking around, and we're just across the border from the Cowboys. So it's a really big rivalry down there. And I chose the side of my people as I saw it as a kid, and right now, I am absolutely overwhelmed by how many Cowboy fans have stepped up and said, we need this back. You guys need that back. It's just, they want the rivalry back. They want the Cowboys Redskins rivalry every year the rest of their lives. And so as far as the journalism went, I'm so beyond grateful for these last couple of weeks of being able to get a national word, being able to spread our message through you guys for the first time, because it hasn't happened in over a decade. The mainstream media absolutely ignored all the facts, all the figures, and ran with their, what I call, bought and paid for narrative.
Of course. Of course they did, because they're a bunch of shills, they're a bunch of scared, they're a bunch of white guilt, whatever the hell you want to call them. Let me go to this. So there is momentum here. What has the Commanders' response to this been?
There's been no official word at this point. I guarantee they see it, and I'm thankful that there is new ownership and leadership with the team. That's this little ripple that has turned into a tidal wave when that petition started and everybody kind of joined forces. I think a lot of us that have been silenced were chomping at the bit to be able to fight for our history, our imagery, and especially our name. And the hardest part is, as soon as somebody hears Redskin, they've been programmed to absolutely go against it. That's racist. That's racist. That's a slur. It means bloody scalp. Well, we've dispelled all the in court, actually. So our facts and our figures with NAGA actually have stood up in court and will again. So hopefully new ownership can take that into account and restore the greatness of this franchise.
Your record's pretty good in court.
Very. We have, I'll tell you what, my mind is blown. We have assembled a team with NAGA because it's this was a grassroots effort back in the day, and it's grown. Our membership has grown. The team members that contribute has grown. We have a super team at this point. It's fantastic. And this is, I think everything happens for a reason. And we've come together at this point. In these last couple of years, we're starting to win victories, even against the will of the media that will not cover any of that and continues to push their narrative of racism.
Appreciate you, Bill. Hope you'll come back when you guys win and we get to cheer for the Redskins again. But I really appreciate you taking the time. Come on back as this thing progresses.
Sir. It'd be my honor. Thank you so much.
Bill Dieckman fighting, man. It's just crap, and we know this. We know that 10% of the mouths out there get loud, and next thing you know, every white dude has got to follow suit. Now, I've told you this before, and Bobby Barack wrote a great article. It's okay, white people. It's okay to come out of the closet and go against your brethren in the media on issues like race or transgender. It's okay now. It's all right. Go read Bobby Barack's article and you'll see, hey, wait a second here. Hold the phone. It's okay for, a couple of years you couldn't comment on anything. You just had to put your head down and go along. Oh, yeah, it was the summer of love. These aren't violent protests. It's all crap. If you do any research, like Bill just said, you'll find out that it's an honor. This isn't a mascot. This is a human being. This is a warrior. But yet, when you read these idiots, and I know there's going to be some commander, Redskin football player go, I'm not playing if they call it the Redskins. And he's going to look like a complete stone idiot. Because that's what 99% of these people do. I go back to what Ronald Reagan said. It's so true. It won't stop. It never stops. The majority, the silent majority eventually shall win. And Bill Dieckman and his crew, I hope they win. I do. I hope they win. New offensive coordinator. Let's talk a little football. Ravens offensive coordinator is using plays that Lamar Jackson drew up. Look, you guys know I'm a Lamar Jackson fan. I'm a Lamar Jackson apologist. I think he's the most dangerous player in football. I hope someday that Anthony Richardson can become Lamar Jackson, but I'm not doing nothing if I don't think it's right. I'm not doing a damn thing if I don't think it's right. I don't give a damn if Lamar Jackson's feelings get hurt. I don't care. If it's right, I'll use it. If it's not, I ain't using it. This guy ain't, to quote players, this guy ain't won enough. This guy ain't won enough for me to be out there using whatever he says just to appease him. Period. That's it. I don't want to hear it. That's it. Boom. But if they do, and it works, God bless you. Hey, a shocked Anthony Richardson was named the starting quarterback, and Anthony Richardson couldn't believe it. Really? You were picked fourth. I mean, what'd you think was going to happen? I mean, seriously, yeah, I get it. You weren't very good, and we'll talk about this with Ryan Burr coming up. But he could not believe he was named the starting quarterback. Oh, my God, I'm shocked. Really? You're the fourth pick in the draft. The backup is Gardner Minshew on a one-year, like $2 million deal. What did you think? I don't know. Did you think they were going to play Gardner Minshew? I mean, you could have shown up throwing passes behind your back and figured it out. Serious business. I mean, what are you shocked about? Now, the beauty is people are seeing him come out of a store rapping. Yay. And people see videos of him dunking a basketball. And I saw a very popular and very good football website, ML Football, really good. You should follow it. Is there anything this guy can't do? Well, can he play quarterback? I mean, isn't that like, I don't know. But the most important thing on the list, play quarterback, rap, dunk a basketball. I don't know. They're not even comparable. So is there anything he can't do? Yeah. Can he play quarterback? And if he can play quarterback, then we'll all jump up and down, stand on our head, and poop snowballs. But until he decides to play quarterback and play it well, or until we see that he can go ahead and play quarterback, what the hell's the purpose? I mean, what do you think? Oh, I don't know. I got one for you. So Trey Wingo. Now, Trey Wingo is one of America's 5 biggest douchebags. He is. I mean, when you define douchebag, Trey Wingo is on the Mount Rushmore of complete douchebags. I've told him that to his face after he was a complete D-bag, and he had to go on air at ESPN and apologize for something he said about me. And I've always thought Trey Wingo is America's douchebag. Trey Wingo put out a tweet, a reminder that GM Chris Ballard was asked about picking Richardson. He essentially said, we're swinging for a home run. As Ballard pulled down the magnet with Richardson's name on it from the Colts draft board, sometimes you just got to take a shot. Really? Really? This dude is America's biggest coward as a general manager. And it's ironic that one of America's biggest cowards as a media guy, Trey Wingo, is the guy putting this out. Cowards hang together because cowards are made to feel better by cowards. They are. Think about it. They just are. But anyway, this guy Ballard has never taken a swing at anything. This guy Ballard, I've said forever, there are winners, there are losers, there are survivors. Ballard is a loser/survivor. They've never won a division. They've never had a home playoff game. They have a losing record in 7 years. I think we're in year 8 of this crap, and it is crap. But now, ladies and gentlemen, this guy, as we got an upside-down picture, which I ain't mad about, that's what the Colts are, a little bit upside down. This guy has a roster that's voted the worst in the NFL. This guy is being credited with taking a swing. His version of taking a swing is Bible verses with Frank Reich and Carson Wentz. This guy, Ballard, hadn't taken a swing with a baseball bat or a golf club. And to give him any credit is just crap. But Trey Wingo has to because, well, Trey Wingo is Trey Wingo. But I don't want to hear about it. Seriously. Who the hell wants to hear about taking a swing in your Chris Ballard? He had a chance to get Tom Brady. He took Phillip Rivers. He had a chance to get anybody. He took Carson Wentz. Told us of the greatness of Matt Ryan. Oh, my God, he reminds me of Peyton Manning. It took me an hour to realize how good this guy is. Survivor. Look, I'm a big fan of guys that struggle. I'm a big fan of guys that say, man, yeah, I couldn't putt. I just simply couldn't putt. Lucas Glover couldn't make a putt from me to this screen right here. Lucas Glover absolutely stunk. And I mean stunk. And Lucas Glover stayed with it. Lucas Glover has won the last 2 events on the PGA Tour. Playoff event. It's incredible. It is incredible. This guy went from literally, and I'm being literal here, not making a putt to winning 2 events, and now he's up to 4th in the FedEx Cup standings. Good for Lucas Glover. You want to know a brutal beat? Up 4 runs in the 9th. You got a lockdown closer up. You got a parlay. Listen to this. You got a 17-leg parlay. 17 legs. A $10 bet is going to win you $955,000. The Yankees are playing the Mets. 4-run lead. Clay Holmes, lockdown closer on the mound. You lose. Because Holmes screws up a game-ending double play. Then he allowed a 2-run triple. And the Marlins walked it off. The Bronx Bombers, the Yankees, I'm reading from the New York Post here, had a 98% chance of winning the game. 98% chance. A baseball parlay with 17 legs from 10 different games. The longest odds were plus 420, featuring the Gardens money line paired with over 7.5 runs against the Rays. Man, I don't know. But that officially starts the bad beat season. You know we got bad beats coming up in football. Anybody that's bet knows we're up 11. I'm sorry, we're up 9. The spread is 7. Team's got the ball with 4 minutes to go. They're going to drive. They kick a field goal with 2.5 to go. We lose because the other team's going to get a first down and take a knee. How many times have we seen it? And then we get into basketball, and that innocuous three-point shot crushes our soul. Ladies and gentlemen, I declare the day before my birthday, August 16th, the day before the greatest day in the year, the greatest day in the history of the world, August 17th, 1962, the greatest day ever. I declare today the official start of bad beat season. Send me your bad beats. We'll copy off of, Scott Van Pelt, with bad beat season. That, ladies and gentlemen, is just horrible. It is horrific. Coming up in a little bit, we're going to have 2-time Super Bowl champion and scout with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Ike Taylor, join us. We've got a lot more for you. Hold on. Let me go back to the story of the day. A lot of you are mad at me. I got some blowback from saying sex is going to be involved. Don't at me. The Tuohy family, mommy, daddy, son, daughter, Michael Oher. Guess what? They're engaged in a battle royale. And it's royalties. See what I did there? I did royalties. So you're looking at some money. The Tuohys were accused of tricking Michael Oher and taking all the money. The Tuohys fought back. The Tuohys said, hang on here, cowboy. You've been extorting or attempting to extort us for $15 million for years now. You've said it. You've had different lawyers present it. Those lawyers have said, I'm not representing you, Michael Oher. Those lawyers knew this thing was a fraud. I don't know whether it's a fraud or not. I have no idea. But I know this. Don't at me about it. I know this. There will be the sex involved at some. There will be. I'm not saying he's stooping mom. I'm not saying he's stooping daughter. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying it will at some point resort to that. That's it. It will resort to that. Couple interesting things from the NFL. You know Trey Lance, the quarterback that was picked, I believe, second in the NFL draft. Mike Lombardi had an interesting comment on him, and this is something that I find fascinating because this is something that coaches, this is something that GMs, executive mostly understand. If you don't, you don't. When his mama lifted him from the crib, he just didn't have that quarterback instinct. Wow. Now, I'm not going to lie. That's pretty strong. When his mama said, hey, the doctor smacked him on the backside, you know what happened? They said he just doesn't have the instinct. Wow. All right. Okay. Target Target reports first quarterly sales drop in 6 months after Pride Month, and where they presented onesies where little boys can tuck their package in to act like little girls, and the silent majority said, all right, clowns, enough is enough. We'll take your Pride Month. We'll deal with that. I don't know. Is this Transgender Disability Month? I don't know. I think I saw that somewhere. Fine. You do all your little months. Give one day to veterans. Give one day to the United States. You do all that crap. But let's understand something. We're going to revolt if you allow an outfit in the front of your store for boys to tuck up their business and act as girls. We're not going to anymore. Years ago, this is years ago, 25 years ago, I hated going to Target. It's too much for me. There's too much. And I'd go with my first wife, and finally she acquiesced. She said, Dan, you don't have to go to Target. When I go to Target, you are free from having to go to Target. All right? And I said, okay. So I have not walked into a Target store since. Now, the lovely, the uber-talented LLRD, the lovely Lee Ross Dakich, likes to go to Target. We're not going to Target. You can say we're angry. You can say whatever it is that you would like to say. But I ain't going to Target. There's nothing that you can say to me that's going to change my mind. Because I don't like targeting, no pun intended, little kids. I think it's wrong. I think it's mutilation. I think it's ridiculous. So I'm not going somewhere where they say, hey, this is what we're going to promote. You can like it. You can dislike it. You can call me names. Great. But I ain't going to de Target ever. Hey, by the way, Joe Biden announced that he is going to take a break from his vacations, and he will take a break from the beach, Rehoboth Beach, and he and the lovely Jill will travel to Maui Monday, August 22nd. I remain committed to deliver everything the people of Hawaii need as they recover from this disaster. Despite handling over $100 billion to the Ukraine, Biden has pledged $700 per family. Yay, rah! Go fight, win, Joe. Let's give $113 million. Now, the question becomes, is Zelensky going to be there with a basket, with a holdout basket? This is our president. And nobody gives a rat's ass that that's our president. Why would you? Is he really our president? I don't know. But I know this. I got the coughs. And I got two-time Super Bowl champion scout Ike Taylor coming up in the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I want to know what he sees, what he saw in Kenny Pickett that maybe isn't there for Trey Lance. It's an interesting conversation because, as you know, and my friend Alan Cashman, and by the way, go to the Cashman Wins. He does not have a gambling site. He has a site that gives you information, and it's terrific. He said the same thing. You can look in Lance's eye and know he doesn't have it. He's an athlete, not a quarterback. It's true. Be right back.
The two biggest social media giants, Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg, are set to battle it out, and I'm here on Broadway asking people who they put their money on.
I think Mark Zuckerberg will win.
Why do you think that?
Because I think he already trains MMA, so he's got like the prior experience and stuff. I mean, they're both billionaires, so they have the opportunity to get the best training. But I think Mark Zuckerberg will pull away with the win.
Elon Musk.
Why do you think so?
Because he's bigger.
Bigger, okay, but Mark Zuckerberg's been training jiu-jitsu for 9 months. Do you think that matters?
No.
Zuckerberg, he's part alien or robot, so he may have some secret powers that we don't know about.
I was going to say, is that an advantage? Does he have an advantage over Elon Musk then?
Yeah, I mean, if he, sheds his skin and becomes an alien and eats everyone, yeah, I think so.
Elon Musk is mental, so Elon Musk.
All it is just he's mental, he's mentally crazy, so...
He just wouldn't care, would he?
Okay.
He'd just absolutely go for it. I think Zuckerberg would be a bit more refrained.
Okay.
If that should ever happen, which I doubt, but you never know, it'd be entertaining.
Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg?
Elon Musk.
Why?
Because my dad is in love with Elon Musk.
Okay.
I think I'm going to have to go with Zuckerberg. I mean, Threads just came out, so.
Who do you think would win?
Zuck.
Why do you think so?
Because he's not a real human. He's a robot.
So he'll use that to his advantage.
Yeah, and all the Krav Maga stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah. Who do you think would win in a fight, Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk?
Elon Musk.
Why do you think Elon Musk?
I think Elon's smarter. Works with robots, so like maybe he built a robot to fight for him.
But what if Mark Zuckerberg is a robot?
Oh wow. Then I might have to change my answer.
Who do you think is gonna win?
Me.
Waiting on Ike Taylor to join the show. We're going to talk to two-time Super Bowl Pittsburgh Steelers champ Ike Taylor about what he saw in Kenny Pickett. You know, a lot of you guys are kind of weird about this, and certainly, what's his name, Ryan Russo or something so. He got weirded out about it too because he didn't understand. But let me explain a couple of things here. Eyes tell no lies, and I can look in a player's eyes and for the most part tell you what he is really about. You know, this kid, Victor Wembenyama got himself a haircut. Victor Wembenyama, somehow, some way, is becoming, the next big thing. And Victor Wembenyama looked like he got hazed. Now, you can't haze anybody. People would absolutely lose their mind. But let's show a little bit from Victor Wembenyama, who is the NBA's next great thing. Apparently, I don't know what happened here.
Hey, hold on, Vic. Come here real quick. You gotta say.
Who's that?
Oh.
Oh, that's my favorite thing. It's usually a white guy with a T-shirt, shaved head. Oh, where'd that come from? I kind of like it. Oh, he got his haircut. Oh, I love it. When you go to a LeBron James game in Indianapolis, there's always fat white guy. And he's wearing a LeBron James shirt. True story. And he's usually got some change, and there's some flab on the underarms, right in here, hanging out of the jersey. And he's always, when LeBron James or somebody crosses somebody over, oh! I always think, guy is an idiot. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. I do. I just think he's an idiot. So whoever that guy was as a child, but I like that Victor Wembanyama is doing stuff with the team. I don't know about his eyes. What I've seen out of his eyes, I don't think he's going to be great. I mean, we've seen this before. Bol was supposed to be great. Ralph Sampson, all these guys. Victor Wembanyama will be great when he finds a way to play. Is he a point guard? Oh, hell no. Is he a power forward? Oh, no. No. He's going to have to find where he fits in. But I like the fact that Victor Wembanyama has gotten himself with the team. Now, if he did that to himself, I feel bad for him. If he did that to himself, then you know what? I don't know what to tell you. Because, frankly, nobody should be doing that to themselves. I mean, let's think about it for a second here. You're going to put purple in your hair? You got more money than you got, sense. Can I see his head again? Can I see this head of hair again? I missed a little bit of it the first time. Can you play the video again?
Hey, hold on, Vic. Come here real quick. You gotta say.
Who's that?
Oh. Oh.
I like it. I do. Hey, can we play Paige Spiranac again? There's a bit of a debate on Twitter and other places. Jen, our YouTube sensation, Jen says, look, Jen Gritty, she's like, Dan, the boobs on this woman are so big, it doesn't make you a pig if you look at it. Jen says, her boobs are so big and out there, I can't even concentrate on what she's talking about. Some guy named Eric, I said exactly, some guy named Eric said, you're a pig. And Jennifer says, noticing big boobs that are out on display does not make one a pig. I couldn't get past them myself. Let's show the video of this lady, not man, but wow, saying that PGA players should wear shorts. I don't even know what she's saying. I don't care what she's saying.
The men on the PGA Tour should absolutely be able to wear shorts, and the rule needs to change right now. Lucas Glover won for the second week in a row in a hot and humid Memphis. And he also won for the worst documented case of swamp ass that we have ever seen. The guys were absolutely dying. They were even sticking their hands in the ice coolers to bring their body temperature down. It is 2023. Get it together. Give the guys an option to win.
Look, I make no apologies. I don't. I make no apologies. I've been a boob guy my whole life. You know, I saw where Stephen A. Smith said he was all about that ass. Look, I go back to 7th grade, 6th grade, 5th grade. Always have been, always will be. And I make no apologies for it. I don't consider myself a pig because, well, frankly, it's biology. I didn't make myself this way. I didn't wake up one day and say, hey, I think I'm going to be a boob guy. No. God made me this way, and I respect God's wishes. And apparently, God's wishes, when he invented silicone and the ability to enhance and re-rack, apparently God's wishes were that women's boobs got bigger as time moved on. Lee, I didn't make myself this way. I'm sorry. My wife is not happy with me. She came in late on this conversation, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I can't believe you bring in God into.
I'm bringing God into boobs.
Into fake boobs.
I'm bringing God into boobs.
No, that's weird.
God made me this way. I didn't wake up one day and say, you know what? I'm a boob guy. Can you explain the opposite of that? You can't. You're a religious woman. You understand Jesus.
That's God.
God said, God made me the way I am. I'm arguing with my wife off air. Thank you for the coffee. But I'm just saying, God made me that way. He did. Look, you think that in 3rd grade when I started noticing the rack, that was me as a 3rd grader having a choice? No. No. I'm sorry. You can get mad about it. People can get mad about it, but hey, you throw them out there, that's what guys' eyes do right there. They get, whoa. What'd she say again? Don't even try it. Don't even try it. That is a fact, Jack. Hey, yeah, that's guys. And I know we're not supposed to act that way, and some troll from Anheuser-Busch said we weren't. It's fratty. Well, I hate to tell you this, lady, but it's who dudes are. And you can not like it. You can like it. Maybe I'm saying it right. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. I don't know. But it's who dudes are. You know, some dudes like the ass. Baby got back. That's right. Some guys like the rack. Some guys like the re-rack. Some guys like it natural. Look at this. How'd this go? We're going to like that. Nobody wants that. No. You do that, you lose billions and billions and billions in advertising dollars. You try to sell us on that. You throw Paige Spiranac behind that with those things on the table, you're selling billions and billions and billions and billions and billions. Period. That's what you're doing. There you go. I'm buying it. I can tell right there that's Hardee's. I'm going to get Hardee's. Or Sonic. We can do this all day. We can do this all day, and I got to tell you, I'd be happy. It would make my day. If Ryan could find a bunch of these pictures, I'll add, there you go, the triple cheeseburger. See, I'm not that big a pig because I noticed the burger first. Oh, man, you can't even laugh. You're a pig. I bet you're the kind of guy that goes into LA Fitness and stares at the women. Never. No, I'm not a crazy man. I just, just a dude. You got one more for me? Show has officially gone off the rails, and it's about damn time. This show has been too scripted. It needs to go off the rails once in a while. Berkeley student carjacked. How about this? You're going to college, you're at Berkeley, you're minding your own business, and all of a sudden, some jackass with a gun decides to hold you up. That's right. See, this happened in Bloomington, Indiana years ago. Years ago, this happened. Like, all of a sudden, gangs from Chicago started living on a place called The Hill in Bloomington, Indiana, a idyllic college town. Crime surged. Police had all of a sudden a problem on their hands. We had murders. Bloomington, Indiana is no different than Berkeley. See, you get yourself some drugs. You get yourself some college kids. College kids have money. Drugs are expensive. College kids can afford it. Gangs move in. Next thing you know, boom, you got a problem. You do. I was talking to a police officer, Rick Mount's son, yesterday, Richie Mount. We're having a nice conversation. He's like, hey, man, I-65 between Chicago and Indy is a hellhole. The amount of drugs going up and down keep us busy every single day. Same thing, 37, Indy to Bloomington, every day. Al Michaels ain't having it. You want to get mad at Al Michaels? Al Michaels is going to tell you to stick it. Somehow, some way, people decided that they were going to come at Al Michaels because, well, frankly, Al Michaels doesn't scream and yell like Gus Johnson, or he doesn't try to audition for a job like Charlotte announcer Eric Collins, or any of these other slaps like Brian Custer on ESPN, who is the worst announcer in the history of Tuesday night men's basketball, Super Tuesday on ESPN, but he's African-American, so he's got the job. It's the only reason. I don't give a damn what you say. Anyway, we live in a country with 330 million people. If 8 people rip you on social media, I'm going, huh? How anyone sitting in a basement has a platform, you can't let things like that distress you. I've been doing this for so long, and I wouldn't be here at this point still doing a major package if I was doing it the wrong way. He ain't wrong. Now, one of the things that I liked about doing games was that everybody got all hot in the crotch every time I did a game. I had a friend of mine say, hey, Dan, you're trending on Twitter, and not in a good way. He is a high school friend of mine. He's an anesthesiologist at Mayo Clinic. He's a genius. And then his last sentence was, and I know you'll love it. So I read it. Yeah, you got a bunch of fat guys with goatees that never played at these schools mad because I said something that they didn't like about their team. Occasionally, I would answer back. People say, why would you answer back? I had a guy, we called him the hair flipper. His name is Michael Schiffman. He's like, somehow, some way, I don't know how, never been in a truck in his life, but somehow he oversees college basketball at ESPN. And the old flipper, he had a 70s hairdo, and he was always flipping his hair. And the flipper one night in New York asked me why I respond, and I said, I'll tell you exactly why I respond. Because I would have loved as a kid to get the response from Jack Brickhouse or Bill, or what was his name? Durham. He was the best announcer ever. He was the Bulls radio announcer, Jim Durham. He was our favorite announcer. Van Leer from Berwyn. I would have loved to have had the good kid, Lou Boudreau, respond, or Hilliard Gates, or Chuck Marlowe respond, or Laz, or any announcer respond. I'm a man of the people. It's who I am. It's just who I am. All right? There you go. Period. They got mad. The flipper would get mad. Oh, man, old Flips. Anyway, the flipper didn't like that I did that, and I didn't like to respect the flipper. So who gives a rat's ass? All right, Vanderbilt, look, I don't know. I feel bad for Vanderbilt. They're going to play their 2023 season in a construction zone with stadium renovations nowhere near complete. Now, here's the deal with this. The stadium's going to hold 28 grand. Now, if it were Indiana, and I guess since it's Vanderbilt, it makes sense that you can do this for a year. But here's the deal. Vanderbilt is already at a disadvantage. Vanderbilt has no shot to compete for titles in the SEC. They just don't. You can say they do, they don't. All right? So, them doing this makes it even harder. Now, maybe the end game is good. Maybe the end game results in their new stadium being great. I don't know. Who knows? But for a year, they're going to try to beat Florida and Georgia and all these teams in the SEC in a stadium like this. And they're going to have to recruit to it. You can always recruit to a vision. You put the stadium as it's going to be right there at the entrance of the football building. You put the finished product, the architect's plans, everything about it. You put it right there. Right there. And next thing you know, but here's the deal. You got to sell a certain player on a vision. Georgia ain't selling a vision of what a stadium's going to look like. Georgia's selling a vision of a 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th national championship. And one recruiting class can sink you. This is a screw up. This is a screw up big time. They should have had it done. Not having it done just absolutely screws the deal up. Joel Embiid took off the Philadelphia Sixers stuff on his Instagram and Twitter. Normally, I think this isn't worth paying attention to at all, but Joel Embiid is too online and calculated that I think it's worth mentioning. Joel Embiid removed processing and the location, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, from his Twitter bio. Oh, my God. Tell you what, Joel, give back those checks and then we'll get serious. Get back those checks that you're getting from the Sixers and we'll get serious. You're the MVP, baby. Are you a leader or aren't you? See, but here's the deal. The NBA is like a rite of passage. The NBA, you got to go through some stuff. The NBA, you got to get your coach fired. Magic Johnson, you're getting ready to see it in winning time. I love the series Winning Time. And you're getting ready to see Magic Johnson won and traded, and he wants Paul Westhead fired, and he gets neither. Well, he gets one of the two. He doesn't get traded, but he gets Westhead fired. Michael Jordan, Doug Collins out, Phil Jackson in. It's a rite of passage in the NBA. If you're a superstar, I don't know how many coaches Larry Bird went through, and I don't even know if Larry Bird got him fired. It was never that public if he did, but he had Casey Jones, he had Chris Ford, he had a number of dudes. It's a rite of passage in the NBA. You got to get your coach fired. I don't know what happened with Monty Williams, but whatever happened, Monty didn't win the discussion. Monty didn't win the debate in Phoenix. Monty didn't win the back and forth. It's just what you got to do in the NBA. It just simply is. You can't be an NBA superstar unless, ladies and gentlemen, you try to get your coach fired. Mike Lombardi also had an interesting take, and I don't think we still have the video, but since we're talking about the Sixers, when I watched James Harden yesterday, or 3 days ago, 2 days ago, whatever it was, in China, shilling for the Chinese. He looked fat to me. He looked out of shape. You ever see Michael Jordan out of shape? You ever see Ike Taylor out of shape? You never see Ike Taylor out of shape. Are you kidding me? Never. You never see great players looking out of shape. It's insanity. Ike Taylor's a 2-time Super Bowl champ with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now he's a scout. Hey, Ike, I got to tell you something, full disclosure, and I don't want to piss you off. But you were one of my favorite players, all right?
Right.
I'm a Bears fan. I'm a Bears fan. I live in Indianapolis, okay?
Right.
I'm going to tell you why you were one of my all-time favorite players. And this is so stupid, feel free to punch me right through the screen, okay? I have, before I got fat, a long neck. You always had a long neck on the football field. And I was always like, every time I watch Ike Taylor play, he's hitting somebody hard. And I know we don't look alike, but I felt like we looked alike. And people would be like, aren't you a Polamalu fan? I'm like, no, Ike Taylor's my guy. They're like, why? I go, his neck. I love the dude's neck, and he's hitting everybody. So there you go, Ike. Sorry.
Nah, you good. We probably family somewhere down the line. Check this out. Between my son and his mom and me, our group text is named the Long Neck Family. So I totally understand how you feel. Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Is it really?
Yeah, the Long Neck Family.
I swear to God. You know, people used to say when I was playing basketball at Indiana, they used to make fun of my neck, and they said you could fold my body in half. You know, some guys got the high ass and the short, torso. Mine was 50-50. You just fold me in half, so I've always paid attention to that. Sorry, it's a weird conversation.
We probably family down the line somewhere.
Hey, let me ask you about Kenny Pickett. Lots going on here in Indianapolis. I live in Indy, part of the Indy media, and, we'll see what happens. What did you guys see out of Kenny Pickett as you were scouting him? You got to see him a lot because he's in the same building, right, with the Pittsburgh Panthers.
Correct.
But what did you see that made you believe him to be a first-round pick when maybe others didn't?
I mean, you get it up close in person. Like you said, we share the same building. You do all the research you can do on him. You see him, you talk to his teammates, you talk to his coaches, you talk to his professors. And in Pittsburgh, when you want to talk about drafting a quarterback, why not Kenny? And the reason why I say why not Kenny is, he's from New Jersey, so he knows how to throw in the cold. He knows how to play in the cold. He's going to a cold city school with the Pitt Panthers. So when you get a guy like Kenny, and he's already mature, now you're starting to see what the 4 years do when you stay in college as a quarterback, and you see the maturity level is at a much faster rate than others who come out pretty early. So Kenny just needed some time, and the time was on the field. But drafting Kenny wasn't an issue at all. We already knew exactly what we wanted. It was about that time for us to move on, and we wanted to move on from an organization, from the Hall of Famer with Big Ben, because that's exactly where he's going. But at the same time, man, it just was the right time, and he was the perfect fit for the Pittsburgh Steelers. What better person to get than the guy who know exactly what a Steeler should look like, exactly how a Steeler should carry themselves, exactly what a Steeler should be being in that city. And at the time, he was playing at Heinz Field because Pittsburgh and the Panthers, we share the same field when it come down to home games. So right now it's Eckersley Stadium. So it's like the stage ain't really never too big for him because this is already home for him because he's been playing there since he was in college. But Kenny just checked all the boxes. He checked all the boxes you wanted from a leader standpoint, from a franchise player, to what it was and what it is to be in the city of Pittsburgh, let alone the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Let me ask you a personal question. When I went from playing to, and the next year I was coaching at Indiana as a graduate assistant, and sometimes during practice, I'd get confused and I want to put myself in. How weird was it to go from playing for all those years to all of a sudden now you're scouting?
Man, I always wanted to be a scout. Even as a scout, I was putting time in, going up on the second floor on the south side of Pittsburgh B, and just sitting with Kevin Colbert, sitting with Omar Khan, sitting with Coach T, sitting with Mr. Rooney, just picking their brains. I always thought I had an eye for talent. So every year around this time, every year around draft time, I gave them my own little list on who I thought, we should draft. And they laughed at me. I'm sure they did. Probably threw it away in the trash can. But I was just serious about being a scout. I was always interested in, building a team, but from that side, from the front office side standpoint. So for me, I always had an exit plan. Me and Ryan Clark always talk about this, whether it was podcasting, TV, or scouting. We always, when it came down to what should we do after football, had an exit plan. And that's what a lot of guys, that's why the adjustment for me was so easy, because I already had a few avenues and where I wanted to go. So I just had to pick one of them and pick all three of them. So for me, I really just found out my passion in scouting. Looking for Pittsburgh and get drafted by Pittsburgh, they gave me an opportunity. And I just took off from there, B.
I guarantee you they didn't throw it away. I mean, smart people understand nobody knows players better than players. That's just the way I've always looked at it. Like, I want to hear from players who can really play. Speaking of really play, you guys are in a hell of a division. I mean, you got Burrow, you got Lamar Jackson, now Deshaun Watson comes in there. What's the key to winning in that division? I assume it's going to be you got to play a little defense in the cold.
Right. Nah, I mean, we got a defensive guru in Coach T. I mean, people don't give Coach T, and I've watched Coach T as a coach. Now I really get to watch Coach T as a coach and as a manager. And what I want to say as a manager is I get to see him on the front office side. So I get to see Coach T. We call it preaching the gospel because every time he talk, he's spitting nothing but gold nuggets. So I see Coach T from a coaching standpoint and dissect or break down from an offense to a defense standpoint. I see Coach T coming out of meetings, want to know what we're thinking in our meetings. The guys we might be looking at from a free agent standpoint or from a drafting standpoint. I seen Coach T put his 2 cents in on what he like and what he don't like. I seen Coach T go to his dungeon, so to say. Coach T has his own little room where he just dissect and diagnose plays, and he sits in there for hours coming up with game plans. I done seen Coach T leave our office, go check out some workouts with some free agents, and then come back to the scouting meeting. I done seen Coach T break down, 1,000 plays with his coaches on what they should and shouldn't run for the next season. So I don't think Coach T get enough credit. The reason why I love Coach T is because I done seen Coach T, right, segment. This is what it's headed. I done seen Coach T take a 2-16 with Mitchell Trubisky, Mason Rudolph, and at the end, a rookie quarterback in Kenny Pickett, and turn around and make it a 9-8 season. It's teams and it's quarterbacks that started for 17 games and they couldn't get 9-8, let alone you playing a rookie quarterback at the end and you're mixing in 1 and 2 between Mitchell Trubisky and Mason Rudolph at the beginning of the season. So I didn't see Coach T do a lot of things. So the reason why I'm not worried about the AFC is, 1, I feel like we always knew how to draft, 1. 2, I feel like Coach T will win you 8 games. You got to win the 8 on your own as a player because I didn't see the man too many times have a lot of pressure on him. I didn't see the man 2 years ago with Duck Hodges. Duck Hodges was the 4th quarterback on the roster. Still go 8-8. So you can say what you want to say about this AFC North Division. A lot of quarterbacks we talking about, the Joe Burrows, the Lamar Jacksons, now the Deshaun Watsons, they full-time starters. I don't know what their coaches would have done if they would have had 3rd or 4th quarterbacks starting at the time. But I didn't see what Coach T did with it.
As a defensive player, what do you see? What do you like most about T.J. Watt?
Man, he's just an example of what it is to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. When his contract situation came up, B, he said, man, he told his agent, man, hell with that. You making me miss practice. Whatever the number is, I'm about to go upstairs and sign it, and I'm going back down to practice. This is exactly what I want to do. I want to be with my boys. I want to be with my teammates. I want to be with this coaching staff. I miss being in the building. This is not football for me. So right now I'm at a football state of mind. I'm signing this contract. I don't care what the number is, and I'm going back downstairs to get on this practice field. That's what you got to love about T.J. Watt. You got to love about T.J. Watt, former Defensive Player of the Year last year. Even him not playing every game, damn near getting 20 sacks. That's what you got to love about T.J. Watt. I'm seeing T.J. Watt in person groom a young Herbert coming out of Wisconsin, outside linebacker. That's what you got to love about T.J. Watt. We ain't even going to talk about off the field, what he does for the community, what him and Cam do for the community off the field in the city of Pittsburgh. We're not going to talk about how selfless he is, because that's exactly what he is. So to be a Pittsburgh Steeler, you got to love football. You got to love football more than your family members. You just got to love it. You got to be selfish when it come down to it. That's TJ. To be a Pittsburgh Steeler, you got to be a great father. You got to be a great uncle. You got to be a great brother. You got to be a great teammate. And all that's coming down with being a selfless person. That's TJ. When it comes down to being a Pittsburgh Steeler, the grind never stops. And what I mean by the grind is there is no such thing as an off season. Even when I'm off, I'm on. My green light is always on. And for TJ, for me, what I pretty much love about TJ is, one, him putting and taking the young guys and taking them under their wing to show them how to be a professional on and off the field. You got to love that. He's a superstar in the league. But to be a Pittsburgh Steeler, between Cam Hayward right now and T.J. Watt, them guys show examples year in and year out on what it is. Just a lunch pile. It's a lunch pile kind of city, B. So you just bring your lunch box. There's nothing extravagant in Pittsburgh, even though there's a lot of money in Pittsburgh. There's nothing extravagant in Pittsburgh. You bring a lunchbox to school. If you got a slice of a sandwich and you see somebody who don't have it, you give them half of yours. That's just what it is in the city of Pittsburgh. The guys who got money in Pittsburgh, they don't want you to know. So all you see is Ford F-150 trucks and Toyota Camrys. Every blue moon you might see something fancy. That's just the city of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a city where you work. And TJ and Cam and them old veteran guys, they show examples of that year in and year out.
Hey, Ike, that's great stuff, man. I appreciate you coming on. Thank you for doing. Hope you'll come back.
I will. Just give me the invite. I'm back on it.
Thank you, Ike. Continued success.
Thank you, bro.
That was good. That was great stuff, man, right there. I was going to ask, my last question, Ike, was going to be, what does it mean to be a Pittsburgh Steeler? He answered it. All right, Colt fans, buckle up. Ryan Burr's coming. And Ryan Burr is the only honest dude when it comes to Anthony Richardson. We'll talk to the great Ryan Burr on that and who's going to win the FedEx Cup next.
Okay, so normally I take what I read in the Washington Post or New York Times with a grain of salt, given both publications went from newspapers of record to more useful for toilet paper. But when I saw and read this particular article, yeah, it bothered me. According to this reporting, Trump's PAC Save America has doled out more than $40 million on legal costs in the first half of 2023 alone. This money has not only gone to fund Trump's legal defense, but also his advisors and others swept up in his legal snafus. That $40 million plus is not only more than the campaign raised in the second quarter of the year, but the legal fees are also the single largest expense incurred. And apparently, a lot of this fundraising money has come from small dollar donors, so a lot of average, everyday Trump-supporting patriots who wanted to chip in with the hopes of re-electing the former president. So listen, if Trump-supporting patriots are well aware their hard-earned money is going to help pay down the legal fees for a billionaire business mogul, that's fine and dandy, and y'all can obviously send and spend your money the way you see fit. I know many Trump supporters want to help him win these largely political, unfair, and BS legal battles. I just wonder if now that some of you know what your money is going to pay for, given a lot of you are probably not billionaire business moguls flying on private jets, that might make you a little salty, because I sure would be. Now, before y'all go for my mega jugular, listen, I agree that the former president is being unfairly put through the ringer and that the system has been rigged against him in a lot of ways. I get it, and I agree. Just know what you're paying for. That's all I'm saying here. But on to the second part of these final thoughts. I see some on Twitter, and really only on Twitter, have their panties in a twist because Florida governor and Trump challenger Ron DeSantis was seen drinking a beer with the good folks of Iowa. Oh, the horror, I know. Good Lord.
The only human being outside of Daniel J. Dakich that tells the truth on the Colts is this next guest. His name, you know him, you love him, you hate him. You might not like him, but you know you love him. He is Ryan Burr. You think he's a golf guy. He looks like a golf guy, but he is a golf guy, but nobody tells it. AR-15, Anthony Richardson, starting NFL quarterback of your Indianapolis Colts, big boy.
Yeah, it's an unmitigated disaster. I really feel for Anthony Richardson. He is a really good kid. He's faced with a lot of things that are outside of his power, like he's the most inaccurate quarterback in the history of college football. And now he's going to be handed the keys to a job that there's a progression in America. There aren't many corporations that say to an 11-year-old, hey, here are the keys. You're now the CEO of Liberty Mutual. I mean, there's a progression. There's an education. Anthony Richardson is as physically as talented as maybe anyone, all the way back to Jamarcus Russell, the former number 1 pick of the Raiders. Unfortunately, quarterback has become a position of your physical traits are no longer. That's the one really spot in sports where it's not the most important thing. Accuracy is, as complicated as defenses are. Anthony Richardson has been set up to fail here. Likely this will be his career at the quarterback position. It will be over before it started. Lamar Jackson set the all-time record for rushes in a season with 176 rushes. If Anthony Richardson is allowed to play the whole season, which I would strongly bet against, that he'll be out rather quickly. But if he was allowed, he would rush over 200 times for the Colts. And there are times when the runs will be spectacular. He will have 80-yard touchdown runs. He will run over defensive backs. He is as talented a runner, probably, really it's Lamar Jackson and then him. Lamar's obviously a lot more shifty. Richardson, much larger, just as fast, if not faster. He'll run over you, which I'm not sure you want your quarterback running over guys. But the reality is this. It's going to be drop back. They're going to throw a million screen passes. And it's going to be one option. When that option isn't over, he's going to run. He'll probably get hurt early enough that going into next year, we'll start this whole thing over. It's a really unfortunate situation that he was drafted by the Colts, because maybe if you allowed him to sit 3.5 years, really learned the quarterback position, maybe because of his athletic ability, you'd be able to have an NFL quarterback. He can throw it really far, he can run really fast, and he can complete a screen pass. Outside of that, the interceptions are going to be through the moon. It will be under 45% completion percentage. He'll have a lot of spectacular runs. He makes Justin Fields' accuracy playing the position look like Aaron Rodgers. Fields is that much more of an accomplished quarterback, and the Bears finished with the worst record in the National Football League last year. Like, Fields had some spectacular runs. I'm telling you, and I like Anthony Richardson. This is not an indictment on the kid. This is an indictment.
Like Anthony Richardson.
He can't play quarterback.
Say all this and say I like. Huh?
Oh, I like him. I like the kid. I like the kid. I think he's a really good kid.
Yeah, okay,
I just don't like him as a quarterback.
Yeah, I take that aside. Okay, that's better. Okay, I get it. All right.
He can't play. I don't know what else. And this is not me looking for some hot take. This is me telling you I've seen every throw the kid has made, and throws that I or you could make, Dan. And I'm talking about guys wide open in a simple read, a button hook down the line, 5 yards, and the defense is playing off, by 8-9 yards, where you could snap the ball in shotgun and make a 7-8 yard throw. He struggles to make that throw.
All right. In Indianapolis, we love him apparently. A
lot of screen passes. He will lead the NFL. He'll probably break if he's allowed to play all these games. There's your screen pass. Not surprised. Like, that's going to be the video. It's going to be hike, turn around, and throw a screen pass. It's going to be a couple simple reads, and it's going to be 200 runs. And he'll have some spectacular runs, or he'll also complete some 90, 80-yard bombs where you'll be fooled, Indianapolis, into thinking, wow, I've never seen someone do that before. That might be true. The problem is the routine 20 snaps and progressions aren't going to be able to be done.
Robbie Phillips, this is how dumb people can be on our YouTube chat. Did you all say this about Peyton Manning because his first year wasn't the greatest? Shut up. That's the big thing here in Indy. Well, Peyton Manning, if you think he's Peyton Manning, all right, there you go.
Like I said,
Fred Haviland, how did Peyton Manning do in his first year? Stop it, stupid.
Yeah, how did Jamarcus Russell do in his career?
Right. I mean, who do you want to compare people? That's exactly right.
Yeah. I'm saying I've seen every throw. Now, Josh Allen was incredibly inaccurate as a collegiate, and by year 3 started to become obviously he's one of the best players in the league, and you could compare Anthony's physical traits to a Josh Allen. I just really, having played 1 year at Florida, like I said, if you really sat him and taught him the position and treated him like he was in an internship to play quarterback, started from the beginning, footwork, simple passes, reading the progression, took 3 years to do it, you might have an all-time great quarterback. What I'm telling you is to put him out there week 1. This season will be a disaster, not only for the Colts, but will be a disaster for Anthony Richardson mentally, because it's going to be really difficult with his skill set to play the position.
He was shocked he was a starting quarterback. He doesn't pay attention then, because you weren't. The competition was a guy on a 1 year, $2 million deal, Gardner Minshew, and you got a general manager who's so bad that he drafted this project so he could save his job for a couple years. The Colts were starting nobody but Anthony Richardson, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, I mean, the right play would be to go with Minshew. And by the way, Minshew will probably start more games than Anthony Richardson when it's all said and done.
I'll bet you that.
Say again?
I'll bet that. I'll take Richardson. You owe me something. I don't know what you owe me, but you owe me.
No, that is a bold-faced lie. That is a bold-faced lie. If you want to recall the bet that we made at the last golf tournament, you lost every metric, and you said as much on Twitter.
I got to look it up. I don't remember my failures. I only remember my wins.
Yeah, we had a monster bet, and it was over in a hurry. Dan, it was over in a hurry.
Yeah.
And
I paid $100 to my bikes program. I did. That's right. You're right.
In my name?
I'm wrong.
In my name?
I did. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so
I did.
I can look that up somewhere.
I don't know. I'll send you, I guess, the check stub. I guess. No,
anyways,
I'm not going to lie to you. I mean,
right.
No,
anyways,
now that you say that, you're right. It was it was like Dustin Johnson against somebody in like the U.S. It was like a month or 6 weeks. I paid that. I did. I meant to tell you
it was
that.
Dustin Johnson versus Brooks Koepka is what it was.
Yeah, Johnson beat Koepka. I had Koepka because I thought you were nuts. No, I remember that. Absolutely, I paid that. 100%.
Yeah, and you haven't paid many because I don't know if you've ever beaten me, but neither here nor there. My reasoning for the Minshew thing, Double D, is, there would have to be some sort of, there we are, courtesy of Ryan Burr, thank you. There has to be some sort of realization after a few games. And like I said, because it's going to be one read and run, he's going to get the crap kicked out of him. Like, this is big boy football. This is not Vanderbilt, which, by the way, he's the first Florida quarterback to lose against Vanderbilt because he can't read a defense. So, boy, I really feel bad for him to be put in this position because, like you said, he's been set up to fail, given the keys when he's just not close to being ready. It's sad. It's sad.
Who wins this FedEx Cup? Lucas Glover on fire. Lucas Glover couldn't make a putt from me to this coffee cup. Now all of a sudden, This dude is the hottest golfer on the planet.
Right. This is a great, great story. I'm glad you set me up on this. So after Memorial, which is Jack's tournament, it's not played on Memorial Day. It's the week after in June. Lucas Glover was 180th in the FedEx Cup standings. There aren't 180 players that play. Like, a field's only so big. So when you're 180, it means you're losing to guys that just play a couple times a year. He was leading. He's one of the top 10 iron players over the last decade on the PGA Tour, and he can't make a cut because outside of 2 to 3 feet, it has zero chance of going in. Anyways, career's over. Going to lose his card. 180 at Memorial. and he says to me, last effort here, I've ordered online, Amazon, it will be here tomorrow, the Adam Scott 5.5-foot broomstick putter. Okay, good luck with that. Lucas Glover, great guy, 43 years old, wonderful human, loves the Lord. He's a super guy. Anyways, I see him at John Deere, and the dude doesn't miss a putt. Like, he stands over it, he's got it in here, and it swings beautifully. And I'm like, oh my God, Lucas, what's going on? He's like, I've never felt like this before. He said, I can honestly tell you, I've had the putting yips for 10 years on the PGA Tour, and it's just because I hit it better than every other player out here that I've been managing to keep my card, because I'm the worst putter out here by a mile. Okay, finishes 5th at John Deere, finishes 5th at the next event, 5th. He's running up these top 5 finishes on the PGA Tour. He goes to the Wyndham Championship last week. He's been so bad all year with 4 straight top 5 finishes that he has to win it or finish second to make the playoffs. He, of course, wins Wyndham. Doesn't miss a putt. Boom. A great picture of it right there. He's swinging it. He looks like Ben Crenshaw. Goes to the first playoff event. Same thing. He's the best golfer in the world, has been for 10 years, might have had a Tiger-like career. And people are like, he hits it that good. He was that bad of a putter. Once again, hits it amazing like he always does. And once again, he wins because he can now putt. He now goes to the second leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. There's only 3. Another top 5 finish, which how could you bet against him? He makes the Ryder Cup team. I promise you this. He'll have to wear a name tag for Jordan Spieth and Brooks Koepka to even know who he is. I would bet if they haven't played together, they've probably never had a conversation with Lucas Glover. He's going to end up on the Ryder Cup team. He's going to end up with 6 top 5 finishes in his last 7 events with 2 wins, and who knows what happens last week. It is an amazing, amazing story.
And you just absolutely, quantified it perfectly. So, who wins the FedEx Cup? Who am I betting on?
Right. So basically what happens is you're going to have Rory, Scheffler, or Rahm win the FedEx Cup, win the $40 million. It's designed for them to win. Rahm played horrifically last week. Scheffler and Rory both top 10 because they're just better than everyone else. There's only 50 players in the field. Give me one of those 3 names to win it this week. I feel very confident that will happen.
All right, brother. I can't wait to have you back on. I'll take Richardson plays more games than
real quick. I want to give out the first college lock of the year. You have a moment?
I'm writing it down.
Okay.
I'm writing it down.
The Florida Gators on the road at 14th ranked Utah. Now, Florida, you may have heard, is replacing a top 5 draft pick, Anthony Richardson, at quarterback, with a transfer from Wisconsin. Everyone is predicting Florida to win 2 or 3 games this year. The reality is the Gators still have the best talent, top 15, top 10 talent in the country. They just had an inept quarterback last year who somehow went in the top 5 in the NFL draft. They will replace Anthony Richardson with a game manager, and you watch what happens. Take the Gators without Anthony Richardson. And by the way, I like Anthony Richardson. Take the Gators without Anthony Richardson to cover the spread at 14th ranked Utah.
Do you just say you like Anthony Richardson so no one calls you a racist?
I really do like him. I've met him. He's a really good kid. I like his family. I like him. He's just can't play quarterback. It's unfortunate.
I'm just asking. I mean, I don't know, but hey, look, most white dudes throw in, hey, look, I don't like him and I don't like Graham Mertz. So there you go. You got coverage, but you didn't do that. You think Graham Mertz is like last year? Anthony Richardson was not good. He was great against Utah. He was.
Yeah. How was he against Vanderbilt?
Yeah, he was horrible. I'm just saying. They won last year because of Anthony Richardson. Richardson are Florida's. They beat Utah because of Anthony Richardson, and Florida's getting 7 in that game, and I'm taking Florida getting 7.
Yes, you are.
I already did. I already did.
All right.
Appreciate
The
you,
other-
brother. I
The
gotta
other
go.
game
What
the
else?
other game I really like is Florida State against LSU. It's 4 versus 5 or 5 versus 6 in the polls. They're playing in Orlando. It's a home game for Florida State. Take the Seminoles over LSU in the first. That's Sunday, September 3rd. That's the first big game in America. 4 versus 5, 5 versus 6. Give me the Seminoles over LSU, Double D.
I don't bet against Brian Kelly. It's
Give me the
2.5 point spread.
All right, let's you and I bet that one right now.
I'll bet it even. I won't give 2.5.
Sure, I could care less. They win. It's an even spread. No points required. I take Florida State. You take LSU for another hundy.
Beauty. Perfect. Done.
The kids of Indy.
Thanks.
Everyone's going to be riding a new bike in Indianapolis, courtesy of RB, because Dan just keeps losing to me.
It's all right. It's a good cause. It's a really good cause.
See you, brother.
Thanks, brother. All right, it's Wednesday. We got to squeeze in What the Hell Wednesday. That's a great Ryan Burr. Love having RB on. He's fantastic. Follow him at Ryan Burr. What in the Hell Wednesday? We got 6 of these bad boys to end the show. You've been clamoring for it. You've been asking for it. So guess what? I'm going to give it to you right now. It is, ladies and gentlemen, what the hell is going on here Wednesday? Give me number 1, Dylan and Ryan. What do you got? Oh, no. Oh, no. Jeez. Wait. That guy just walks away? And how the hell? Do that again. How in the... What happened? Look at this guy. How in the hell did that happen? I'm watching the front right tire. Is there a ramp there? And the dude gets hit by a truck. Hey, honey, what happened to you? You're late. I got hit by a truck. You got what? Yeah, I got hit by a truck. You did? What? Tell me. Oh, the tree caught it up top. Oh, man. Thank you, Nick. Yeah, help a brother out. There it is. Yeah, middle of your screen up top. The tree caught it right there and flipped it. I did not see that. Holy hell. Holy hell. How's that guy not dead? All right, give me another. Look at that. Oh, things that make you go, Why do we have a peacock?
Is that a
on
service
plane?
animal? Yeah. Is that a service animal? Yeah.
What'd the lady say? Like, are you kidding me? You're going to hold a, what is this, Crazy Airlines? What is this, Nuts Airlines? What are we doing? I can't, this is unbelievable. I mean, if you had to sit next to a peacock either side, what would your move be? Like, lady, get that freaking peacock underneath. How do we do that? I don't want to be with a peacock. That's unreal. That is incredible. All right, what's next? Jesus.
Is that a service animal?
Oh, God.
Well, get out of the way.
God.
So I'm guessing they figured out to get underneath, to get like underneath here and let this go over them. I mean, look at this. Oh, dear God. I guess you got to stay in one spot. I guess you can't move, right? Robbie Phillips. Yeah, the truck. You saw it. Look at this. You just got to get underneath this. You just got to go down, get low, and hope it goes over you like riding a wave. Holy hell. All right, let's hit another one. These are nuts. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Why are you running into this? Where are you going, man? Oh, she had to avoid the car. And then, you know what? Yeah. Let's just go ahead and get the hell out of there before the cops came. It has nothing to do with the serial number on your car. It has nothing to do with your license plate, your registration. Let me run before the cops come. I tell you what you do. You hide under your bed or in your bed and you put your blankets over your head and close your eyes. That's what I did as a kid. Oh, man. Just take off running. I'm telling you, though, this is unfair. I think this is unfair. I don't like the fact that there's cameras everywhere. This is Big Brother. You should be able to pee outside. You should be able to crash into stuff. It should be cat and mouse between the cops and you. It shouldn't be this easy. It's like when you get pulled over because, you know what, they got a plane on I-75 in Ohio and cops are on the ramp and they target you. There's got to be more cat and mouse. I don't like it. What's next? I don't like it. Oh, boy. Oh, my God. Oh. 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 Oh, watch this thing hit her in the head. Oh, my God. Well, give it to me next, please. That's pretty good. No, that's really good. That's a ninja move right there, little brother. I don't know what these guys are talking about. Oh, man. That is freaking awesome. Oh, 3-1. Oh, man, I was just going to get you my phone number to call me if you'd like. That's what I do when I come to the end of the show all the time. Look, what a great show we had today. Ike Taylor was fantastic. Ryan Burr was off the chain. Yo, if you want to continue to follow the goings on, Bill Dieckman with the NAGA, North American, I'm not sure the last two, but he was terrific trying to get the Redskins back. That's what makes this show great. I don't think there's another show in the world that has a diversity of shows. We are the #1 fastest growing morning show in the country. Like us. Make sure you subscribe to OutKick. You got Kurt Schilling. You got OutKick the show. You got Hot Mike. You got Tommy. You got Riley. You got everybody. And we are taking over the world. We'll be right back at it tomorrow. Thanks to all of you on the YouTube chat, even though I ripped some of you. Hey, sack the living hell up, people. North American Guardians Association, my bad. All right. Have a great, great day. Enjoy the rest of your day.